These are the kind of cops that are like, they instructed me to shoot the dog, or they told me I had to arrest the old lady. I have no choice but to violate the rights of people because someone else told me to do it. I look forward to, if it ever comes down to hearings on COVID lockdown and the violations of law, we're having these cops come in and firing them and stripping them of their pensions and saying, now you can live in a cardboard box because you thought it was prudent to ignore your oath to uphold the law because your political boss told you not to enforce it. I won't play those games. And we need a politician. Maybe it's not going to be a politician. We need an elected official who the first thing they do is they call in the federal police officers and they say, which one of you did not enforce the law? All of you? You're all fired, and I'm going to see to it your family never sees a fucking penny. And they go, oh, but I was told just not to enforce the law and let far left extremists go in front of judges' homes and threaten their lives. Well, that's too fucking bad for you. These guys, these cops, need to be the first in line to feel the punishment. Because as long as these cops are allowed to keep breaking the law, ignoring the law, or enforcing fake laws, the system is completely broken. When I see salon owners get arrested under unconstitutional edict, when I see churches shut down and police officers enforcing the shutdown of churches in violation of the Constitution, with Cuomo saying, even though the Supreme Court of New York ruled against me, saying I'm not allowed to do this, I'll just create another executive order and do it anyway. You know why? Because these cocksucker cops will absolutely enforce edict from these executives, even if it's against the law, because no one will go to them as individuals and say, I will destroy you for enforcing this bullshit. People keep making excuses for the cops who are doing this. And if it's not the cops, it doesn't happen. If there were no police officers, there would be no unconstitutional lockdown. If there were no cops, there would be no churches shut down during COVID. And everyone gave them a free pass. When the cops went to that gym, Attilas in New Jersey, and arrested the people outside of it, or I think the owners got huge fines, got shut down, everyone's like, well, I don't blame the cops. They're being told to do it. No, I blame them twice as much now. Because the worst thing the cops could have done, you know what they can do? They can say, if you're telling me to not enforce the law, I will not show up. I will not swear an oath to uphold the law and the Constitution and then have you tell me to break that oath. But these are oath breakers. These are pieces of human trash. I have no respect for them at all. And if it were up to me, and if I was ever in office, and I would request this right now, and I know no one's going to do it because our politicians are all cowards. I'm giving no respect and no benefit to any Republican because none of them will do it. I want them to take a single officer from that photograph, get their name, plaster it in Congress and say, I am coming for you. I am going to take from you your pension and your retirement. And I want your family to know it's because you refuse to uphold the law. If you come into this office, if you put on that badge and say outright, it's someone else's fault, I won't do my job, I will make sure you lose everything. Because if you don't want to do your job, this job's not for you. You can resign right now. No one's going to do it. No one's going to do it. Conservatives are going to keep licking the boots of these cops who bashed them over the head during COVID and who refuse to enforce the law to protect our justices. If the judges can't issue rulings because they're under threat of death, there can be no justice. And these cops are going, but it's not my fault. I was told not to enforce the law. Okay, then get out. Fire them. Rant over.